You can have muscle imbalances and you can hurt yourself. Dr. Kyle here, and today's session I'm going to be talking about how to properly adjust crutches. Am I a fan of crutches? It depends. Ideally after surgery or when you feel weak, I'm biased towards walkers because walkers are generally safer. But if you're stronger and if you feel, for people or patients who are a lot stronger in their upper body, like basketball players or younger folks who feel like they're stronger in their upper body, you want to be able to use crutches. Again, ideally, you want to use crutches when you want to, after an injury where your doctor or your physical therapist tells you to keep weight off your foot. So today's session, I'm going to be showing you how to properly adjust crutches. That's all. That's all we're going to do. How to adjust crutches so you don't hurt yourself in the long run. If you don't adjust your crutches correctly, you can have muscle imbalances and you can hurt yourself. Before we even begin, I already pre-adjusted this crutch. The first thing that you need to be careful about is you should avoid applying pressure on your armpit right here, because your armpit has a lot of blood vessels and nerves, and if you apply a prolonged pressure on those blood vessels and nerves, it can impede blood flow, and it can also impede connection to your muscles, because brain provides connectivity to your muscles and your brain, and you can really injure and hurt yourself. So when you adjust your crutch, you want to make sure that you're standing up nice and tall. If you're using shoes, for example, then the adjustments can be a little different. If you're using your shoe on your right foot, make sure you're wearing your shoe so you're already adjusting your crutch in congruence with your shoe. So stand up nice and tall. From here, put your crutch beside you. The crutch is not applying pressure on the armpit. See that? That's applying pressure. That's not good. So I want to make sure that I'm standing nice and tall, and I have at least 2 to 3 fingers between my armpit and the handle of the crutch. See that? Okay. So when I'm standing, that's okay. There's space. And on the elbow region, I can bend my elbow a little bit. 2 to 3, about 20 to 30 degree bend on the elbow. Okay, so the handle, I've already adjusted the handle on the first notch here. All right, so stand up nice and tall. Boom. Feels good and feels stable. Make sure that if you're only using one crutch, make sure that you're always using the crutch on the opposite side of the weaker leg. So if the weaker leg is the left leg, make sure that you're using the crutch using your right arm, okay? Explanation, you want to provide, there's a lot of science behind that and physics. Long story short, it counterbalances the weak leg, okay? So again, just to recap, I want to make sure that I'm standing nice and tall to adjust the crutch. And there's space between the armpit and the handle here, so I'm not impeding blood flow in my armpit. How to adjust the crutch? There should be notches here, right? And then there's even corresponding height. Sometimes it's not. So if you could see here, that's 5 feet 2 inches. Sorry, can you see that? Sometimes that's not very accurate, guys. So make sure that you're just adjusting the crutch according to what I've taught you. So just to give you a demo of what I did on how to adjust the crutch, that feels okay as well. But my elbow is, there's not much bend here. I don't really like it because I don't have a bend. So I need to get this higher. I want to get this higher. So there should be a notch here as well. So I open this up. This should pop out and there should be a little washer, a rubber washer. Boom. I poke this and that should pop out. Give me one sec, guys. There you go. Just give it a little push. This should come out, and then you place it through the hole onto the other hole here. Okay. Give me one sec. But you get the idea, right? Put the washer in. Then, oops. Oh, sorry, little malfunction. Let me fix this. Not sure why it's not popping inside. Let me try the other way. So sometimes crutches can be defective, and you want to make sure that you're getting a good one from the hospital or the doctor. I may have to fix this, guys. This one's a little broken. Okay, so that came through. Let me adjust it for you again. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of a trial and error. So you take it out. So yeah, I gave it a little push. Again, let's do that together. Put this in through the hole. It should go in, and you should give it a little push. Then you make sure that you put it back. Boom. So I adjusted it again. And then here, it's about 3 notches up because I'm about 5'11". And say, for example, I want to adjust it a little higher. I simply click here, and then that goes higher. And that should, that should be adjusted a little bit higher. But since I want it a little lower, then I click it again, go down. Okay, click to go higher, click to go lower. So I readjust, reassess how I feel. Right, stand up nice and tall, facing forward. about 2 to 3 fingers between my armpit and the crutch, and I'm ready to go. So these are adjusted about the same. So stand up nice and tall, they're just not hitting my armpits, and I feel good. So for example, I'm using one crutch. Again, crutch is always on the opposite side of the injured leg. Okay? Oops. So okay. And wherever my injured leg goes, the crutch goes as well. The crutch and the weak leg always go together. Okay, so you don't fall. Every time you walk, make sure that the crutch and the injured leg always go together. Wherever I go, the crutch follows. Injured leg, crutch follows. Injured leg, crutch follows. All right. Boom. If I want to use 2 crutches, then, for example, your doctor told you to get bear to non-weight bearing, you can't weight bear on the injured leg, then you're still good to go. Okay. It's not hitting your armpits. Feel good about bending. I have about 20 to 30 degree bend on my elbows. So, right, I'm still okay. It's a crutch. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. It's a little bit of a malfunction in the crutch there. I think it's an old crutch, so make sure. So lesson learned, make sure that you get good crutches from your doctor or from the hospital, because sometimes you can get defective crutches. I think that's about it. Adjustment of crutches. Just to recap everything, guys, make sure that you're standing up nice and tall and you're measuring with the shoe that you're going to be wearing when you go outside, because if I take off my shoe, and especially with shoes with heels, or it makes you taller, then the adjustment can be different. But just long story short, make sure that you're standing up nice and tall. There's space between the crutch and your armpit. You're not resting your armpit on the crutch, so you're not injuring yourself. Okay? And the crutch always goes wherever your injured leg goes. Cool. That's about it, guys. Please, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. My name is Dr. Kyle. My YouTube is Dr. Kyle, www.youtube.com/Dr. Kyle, and I'll put the link in the description. Thank you guys for being with me here today. I really appreciate it. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions. I already said that. And happy Monday in the Philippines and happy Sunday in the States. It's 2:30 and I haven't eaten breakfast because I'm not hungry. But peace and have a good day, guys. Salamat sa pag tune in my live session today. If you have, again, anything else? Oh, Christmas is coming up, so advance Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Thank you.